Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to Go Figure Customs YouTube channel. Just finishing up the last review for the newest set of Joy Toy figures, which was the PLA Field Forces set. And I had mentioned that I had gotten two of those sets for some reason when I thought I was getting one of the 5-man sets, which is this one, and one of the 3-man sets. I went back and I looked, and I'd ordered a second set of the PLA Combat Marine, Navy Marine guys, and they sent me one of these instead. So I basically got 2 extra figures for free. I'm not really going to complain about that because I did order a second set of the Marines from Big Bad Toy Store. So I already had a second set. I really didn't need a third set of the guys. So I'm kind of happy with that. It's a mistake, but it's kind of in my favor, which is kind of nice. So thank you. For this review is going to be on the boss fight Mighty Steeds. It's going to be a 3-for-1 review because there's going to be 3 different items that I'm going to review for this. But it's going to be kind of a half-assed sort of because I've already thrown away the boxes. I didn't think about it at the time. I'm like, until just now, I'm like, I should have saved the boxes just to show you. This stuff's not really, I always review packaging. It's definitely worth looking at the packaging because it shows the different horses that are available. And it's not just the horses. There is an elk, and there's 3 different tack kits at this time. There's one for the Knights of the Accord, which are the good guys, the Knights of Asperity, which are the bad guys, which are the guys that I like. Here's one of the Knights of Asperity. One of my all-time favorite figures ever in general is the friggin' Knights of Asperity. These things are fabulous. And then there's a tack kit for the elk. Yes, they make elk rideable. I don't know if you've ever seen an elk in person, but it would take balls of steel to ride an elk. So hats off to those guys. And I think that's for the elves. I think the elves are riding elk. And like I said, if you haven't seen an elk in person, I highly recommend it because they are delicious. So, packaging is window box, and then it's got a picture on the back of all of the stuff that's available. One thing that wasn't on the packaging, maybe it was, I don't remember. There's a jousting kit for the Knights of the Accord, and they show that on the back. I think I've seen pictures of a jousting kit for the Knights of Asperity, but I have not seen anybody that has one, and I've not seen it up for pre-order anywhere. I had the Kickstarter. I backed the Kickstarter for a horse and the Dark Pegasus set. So that's what the two of the 3 I'll be reviewing today. And then Megalopolis had the Knights of Asperity tack kit, which I missed on my pre-order. I was out of the country when they added that because it was an add-on bonus and it didn't get unlocked during the Kickstarter. But they had got enough funded that they went back and unlocked some of the stuff that did not get unlocked. And I missed it because I was in another country. So I was pretty pissed when my horse got here and my guy didn't have a way to ride him. And everybody else did. But luckily, Megalopolis had the Knights of Asperity tack kit in stock for, I think, a very reasonable price. I think it was $20 for the tack kit. So that got in here yesterday. So I started playing with my horse yesterday. There's no packaging to speak of for to read on instructions. You just kind of figure it out. Luckily, I've been reading some threads in some of the toy pages. Otherwise, I might have really had a problem with this. So right now, I've got him. Let's strip him all down because I don't have it all on yet. So we're going to take off the tack kit I'm not going to completely disassemble him because it would be a pain in the ass. That is kind of the one downside of these things is, I've mentioned previously that you're going to need that you might want to heat figures up to soften them so you can manipulate them. Yeah, get a pan. You're going to need boiling water for this. I got a pot of boiling water, and I threw everything in there, and I threw it in for about 30 seconds just to get it the way it needed, to get it soft enough to take some of the parts off. And I'll explain why here in a second. All right, so the regular horse. Uh-oh. Just dropped something, then the dog thinks it's candy. The regular horse, I got Smokey, I think is the name of the horse. I should have saved the packaging, I'm sorry. So the horse has a detachable tail. There is a joint in the horse, a joint in the tail. The rear legs go in and out a little bit at the hock. There's a joint here, and a joint at just above the hoof. Mine is the middle joint, very, very wobbly, very loose. And that was loose before I started boiling them. So it doesn't tend to, I've been lucky so far with this video. It doesn't tend to support its own weight. Luckily, it does come with a figure stand, and it has two different attachments. Here, let me show you those real quick. So you got two different pegs with a rest. So like a kind of a curved T-bar, basically. So you can have the taller one, so you can have the horse rearing up, or you can have just the smaller one, which will just support it in a standing position. So that came with, the black one came with the horse, I think. Boy, I don't know. See, I should have saved the packaging. I told you this was going to be a half-ass video. And then a clear one, so it came with the Dark Pegasus. Shit. One of them you get with the Dark Pegasus, one of them you get with the horse. Which one's which? I don't recall. I'm sorry. And this does have two as well. I don't know where it is. It's upstairs. Oh, no, here it is. So, yeah, so you get two there. I kind of like the clear one better. I don't know why. Very stiff. So, until you get this worked in a little bit, be very careful because this is very hard plastic and that's going to snap like a soccer mom. Like Karen wanting to see the manager. Okay, so the horse comes with the tail, which pegs in. Like I said, some of this stuff does really need to be heated up, and I'll explain why. I'm not going to put it on there fully, just because the tack kit has a sculpted tail, so it doesn't really need it. So it comes with the tail. It comes with a mane, which is detachable and interchangeable. See? Sits on there real nice. Oh, yeah. And then the head. And then articulation in the legs. There's ball joint where the upper leg meets the torso, an upper knee joint, and then a hoof joint. These are a little more stable. I was wondering, is it possible to have too much articulation in something? Normally, I would say no. Oh, the ball joint in the neck, and then there's a ball joint in the head, which is fantastic. Is it possible to have too much articulation in something? I would say no, but unless the articulation is not good. Like I said, and it's not that it's not good, it's just that my back joints, in the middle joint in the back legs, yeah, see, he's starting to fall over there, is very loose, so it tends not to support its own weight very well. which I don't really like. But that's honestly, that is the only downside to this beast. I mean, this thing is magnificent. The other piece this comes with is I'm going to call that shoulders, and you will have to boil these to get these off. I've swapped this out. I'm not taking this off to swap it out for you, because this is how the second part fits together, which is the Dark Pegasus. And I have broken a peg off already. Although I have read someone saying that they've trimmed their pegs and they fit better, but I've still got that peg in there. So I will actually have to boil this to get that peg that's broken off in there out of there. It should just pop right out. It's just 10 minutes to boil some water and get that right out of there. So I've heard even with that somebody's cut down the pegs so that they fit better, so that I broke it, but it may actually be to my benefit. So with the Dark Pegasus kit, you get wings, which are ball jointed. They're very reminiscent of Reveltech joints, except that they're not loose. That is, I stopped buying Reveltech figures. I love the detail that they put in, that Reveltech puts into their stuff, but their joints are shit. They're ratcheted joints, but there's a lot of give in between each ratchet. I actually passed up a War Machine figure. I mean, that's how bad the joints are. I stopped buying Iron Man figures because the joints are fucking annoying. Anyway, back to the review of the boss fight stuff. So the Dark Pegasus kit comes with a different tail. So you will need to take the ball joint off of the tail and put it on this one. It's kind of a lizardy tail there. Can we get that in there? Shot there? So that would go on there. And again, like I said, I'm not going to put it on there just because I'm going to put his tack kit on and he doesn't need the tail. Comes with a different mane. I really like the mane that comes with the Dark Pegasus. I would probably use that mane instead of his regular one. I like that one a lot better. And then it comes with a unicorn head. I took off. I already cut. Which I didn't do a very good job of it. I already cut off the horn because I didn't want a unicorn. And I was trying to get the Dark Pegasus head to go into the Knights of Asperity tack kit, and it doesn't because the ears are back on it, and it's designed for ears up. I unfortunately like this head very much. It's got some very muscular features to it. The eyes are painted red, and it has an articulated jaw, which is fantastic. I really wish this fit in the Knights of Asperity tack kit. I may have to see if I can make that work somehow by cutting stuff up and reassembling it, because this is a very cool head. And then I think that's it. I think that's all that comes with the Dark Pegasus kit. And then I got this little tuft of something. I don't know where that goes, because I got a tuft of something that goes with the Knights of Asperity kit. I don't know where that goes. Yeah, some instructions would have been nice, guys. I'm Facebook friends with a couple of the boss fight guys. They're fabulous guys. It's just some packaging would have been, just some instructions on how to do this might not gone amiss, guys. But anyway, boss fight guys are top notch. Highly recommend all of their stuff. I love their figures. I buy a ton of their stuff. I love them. I customize them. I've made some fantastic customs with these guys. Like I said, the Knights of Asperity is probably one of my all-time favorite figures. That would be a top 10. Ooh, I should do that sometime. Top 10 favorite figures. That's a good idea. Note to self. Knights of Asperity is easily one of my top 10, possibly even my top 5 favorite figure of all time. So, anyway, back to the review of the boss fight stuff, which leaves the Knights of Asperity kit. I already started to customize this a little bit because it doesn't, what I wanted to do was have the Pegasus wings on with the Knights of Asperity tack kit. It doesn't quite go together. It wasn't meant to go together, but as a customizer, that doesn't mean it can't go together. It just means it will take a little extra work. And I'm fine with that. So the Knights of Asperity tack kit comes with, this is the main piece. So we've got a piece here that's got the skulls. What's really cool is there's a Cyclops skull. Cyclops skull on there. Human skull. A couple, like a demon skull there. Bones hanging off. That's clearly a ulna and radius there. I kind of found this humorous. Humorous? Medical joke? Sorry. All right. So they're sculpted on, they're glued on, but they lay on there, which is pretty cool. Nice saddle. Like I said, the tail is sculpted on. I could have done without the tail sculpted on. It's just me nitpicking, but still, I would have liked to have, they put all this effort into making an articulated tail. I probably would have used the like lizardy tail. And honestly, it wouldn't be really that difficult for me to remove that tail off of there. I might do that. So, I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one. And then stirrups. And I'm not missing stirrups. So it's got stirrups that are movable. They're pegged in. And then a like breastplate. And then there's a chest strap. And I'm not familiar enough. I know how to ride a horse. I've ridden plenty. But I don't know the proper names for the tack. I should ask my cousin. She's a farrier. So that means that she shoes horses for a living, for those that don't know what a farrier is. So that's the main piece to the tack kit. And then we've got, this goes in where the mane sits, and then very cool bone, like, is that a helmet? I don't know. Shield, cranial shield, like a dragon skull for it. And it's got an actual metal rein, which is fantastic. I love that. So let's put it together here. So heating everything up. One of the guys said, be careful of the stirrups, because he thought he lost one and got folded underneath. I did the same thing with the chest strap yesterday. I'm like, how do I secure this? So it just sits on there. And like I said, mine's not going to sit on there as well as it should, because I've got the different chest piece in there, because I'm going to try and make the Pegasus wings fit. Because there was a little bit of cloth, sculpted cloth, that came off the back of the breast armor. I've dremeled that down, and you can't even tell that it's gone. So the wings sit in there. But it won't, unfortunately, the breastplate won't sit flush with the horse and then have the wings underneath without some heavy modification. The strap, chest strap, does peg in. I've mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of pegs of this type. I can't think of another way to have made this work as well as it did, but pegs tend not to work very well, unfortunately, because this has already fallen off, and it's a pain in the ass to get it. I can't get I've not been able to peg both sides together. So my kit does not stay together. See, and it's, even after heating it up, I can't get it to, I can't quite get it to peg into each other. I think I'll probably heat the tack kit up and not heat this up so it's stiffer, and then see if I can get it reassembled in that way. And then the skull armor goes on, and like I said, it sits on those two ears, so it won't, you can see with the Dark Pegasus head, it just doesn't sit on there with those here. The ears won't go through the holes in the top, and it won't sit on there. Sorry. Like I said, the joints are a little wobbly on this. Is there too much articulation? Maybe. One of my buddies is testing some, it's not glue, but it's something that you put in joints of action figures to stiffen up the joints, and he's had some decent results with it. He's seen people that said that they have had poor results with it, but he's getting decent results with it. So and it's got to come from China. So I probably will wait until all the COVID stuff is over, and then I'm going to order some, and then I'll be testing that and reviewing it on some of the stuff that I have to, since he liked it, I'm going to get some myself. So let's put the helmet on, and then the armor. Is that on there? I don't think that's on there. Did I put that on wrong? I might put it on wrong. No, I don't think I did. Like I said, some instructions might not have gone amiss. I know packaging inserts cost money, but... And then you can see how the tail, sculpted tail. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I just like the fact that it has an articulated tail, and I can't use it with this. I may end up taking an X-Acto knife to that and removing it. I think with minimal sculpting putty. Boy, the dog just farted. Holy shit, that's making my eyes burn. God damn, dog. What did you eat? She's like, what? Who, me? And then, see, yeah, I did my... Oh, no, that's where the strap. So, yeah, there's a strip. So there's 2 peg holes, one on each side, just below the, on the saddle, which makes me believe that there may be accessories that peg in to those. Maybe with the jousting kits, I don't know. It didn't come with anything specifically to peg in there, but it looks like they might have planned expansion packs for these aside from the jousting, which would be fantastic. All right, so put it all together here. It'd be kind of nice if maybe a shield pegged into... Nah, it wouldn't fit. So he's got that loincloth that's kind of in the way. There we go. Fits right in there. Here, let's get your sword sitting a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, because it'd be kind of nice. He's got an axe. You know, I've got this axe with him. It'd be kind of nice if he could, like, peg his axe. You know, if there was a sheath or something for his extra weapons. Because I think he comes with the Morning Star, too. I don't know. I don't remember right off the top of my head. Or a mace. I don't remember. But he's got other weapons that I don't have with him. But it'd be nice to... have a way to put extra weapons. You know. See, this is, There's so much articulation on these things. It's kind of hard to get it in there just right. But there we go. So yeah, definitely gonna need a figure stand for this. Let's put that figure stand together. Ooh, there we go. Let's do the low peg on the dark one. Yeah, well, that's fine. I'm not surprised by that. Boy, I don't know. I don't know where that's supposed to go. There, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. There we go. So the T-bar, if you put it right in the crotch, ouch. Yeah, if you've never seen a male horse in person, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna leave a mark. That hurts me just thinking about it. His head up there. His helmet back on. Yeah, that looks like something out of fucking Frankfurt Zeta art. Woo. All right. So, yeah, he's still a little unstable even. Even with that figure stand. But that figure stand definitely makes all of the difference in the world. So, there is, number one, the Mighty Steed horse, which is the most articulated horse on the market now. As far as I am aware of, I believe there is something else from another brand that's kind of comparable. But I would buy Boss Fight stuff first, just based on how awesome their stuff is, and the fact that I know some of these guys, and they're fantastic people. And the Dark Pegasus kit, again, be careful with your wings, because that peg is, I broke that peg off on mine. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video after I disassemble it and pop it out, and then see if it does actually indeed fit better in there, or if that is indeed busted there. Either way, I'm not too concerned about it. Being a customizer it does not look like anything that I can't fix myself. And then the third piece is the Knights of Asperity tack kit. So pros, everything is awesome. Everything, the detailing is fantastic. The paint jobs look great. The cons, I've got loose joints on the back legs, which makes it real hard for him to support his own weight. And just as a personal preference, I can't use the Dark Pegasus head with the Knights of Asperity tack kit. Yes, I understand they weren't designed to go together, but they look really cool together. So I'm a little bummed by that, but so it goes. Yeah, I was going to stick those wings in there. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video or tack it on to the end of this one here with the wings on to show you what it looks like. And I'd still like to know where these tufts go, because maybe that goes into the, I don't know where that goes. And then the chest strap doesn't fit very well. It's kind of one of the, I won't say it's a flaw, but my chest strap doesn't peg in very well. And that's not a design flaw in any way, shape, or form with the figure. That's just that type of closure in general. The Marauder Task Force stuff, the vests, those vests have those type of peg holes. G.I. Joe stuff has been using those peg holes for decades. It's just not the best type of closure, but it's really the only one that works. I've not seen anybody make something that works better. I think if you were going to do that, the best way to do that would make it all one solid piece, and then you'd have to boil your figure to take it apart and put it together. That's about the only way I can think of it to do it differently, and that has its own problems in and of itself. So, would I recommend this? Yeah, absolutely. This thing is, the horse is amazing. The detail, the paint job's fantastic. There is nothing like it as far as articulation goes. This definitely has to be the most articulated horse out there. The Dark Pegasus kit is very cool. Be careful with your wings. You're going to need to boil it to get the breast piece switched out, and the head. All of it you're going to need to boil to swap out. You're not going to damage it by boiling it. And then the Knights of Asperity tack kit, I had to have the tack kit. And then we'll see if they do make the Knights of Asperity jousting kit for it. That may have been one of the things that they weren't able to get made just due to the funding from the Kickstarters. But yeah, so the main things I normally review: packaging. It's not something you're going to leave in the box. It's not this like is clawing to come out of the box. It's so awesome. The playability is fantastic. As you can see, we've got the Knights of Asperity, a Knight of Asperity on there. I don't have any more handy. I have like 5 of these guys. I don't know where the other three or 4 of these guys are. I've probably customized one too. So yeah, getting all 3 pieces, and hopefully I'll tell you what, if they make a jousting kit, I may get a whole nother horse and tack kit and the jousting kit just for that, because it is that cool. So yes, I highly recommend it. I can't tell you what the price is right off the top of my head. Boss Fight is closed down right now because of COVID. I think they are trying to get stuff out. They're still, last I saw, they were still trying to get stuff out to people for Kickstarters. Luckily, this came while I was still on assignment. So I was in Africa when it came, and my wife opened it, and she's like, ooh. I got a nice little Facebook post saying, I've never been tempted to get into your toys before, but I am going to get into this one. She was nice enough and didn't open it, but she was pretty tempted because, yeah, it's that cool. But like I said, Boss Fight, I think they're still trying to get Kickstarter stuff out, and then they'll have these available in their store. Megalopolis has them right now for a reasonable price. I don't know about any of the other online stores, but this Megalopolis was the only place that I I found for the Knights of Asperity tack kit. I don't even think I saw that on eBay anywhere. And the tack kit was only $19.99. I don't remember how much. I don't know what the price is on the horses and the Dark Pegasus kit, simply because I backed the Kickstarter, and these are my Kickstarter rewards. Please sound off below if you have any questions, comments, and of course suggestions for further videos. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun social media stuff. Thanks for watching, and of course in these times, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned.